Good afternoon, everyone. My name is J.R. Santiago from Scala Philippines, service provider of Utel University. And in behalf of Utel University and its Chancellor, David Stoffenmacher, I'd like to welcome you to the first Discovery Day for 2023. And we are so grateful that you have joined us this afternoon. Before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge our participants from all over. And I see that we have participants from different countries, so let me mention just a few. And as I mention our country, please react or say hi in the comment section or in the chat box here on Zoom. Now, first, we'd like to say a big hello to our participants, of course, from the Philippines. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Participants from Indonesia, from India, Vietnam, and even if you have some from Latin America. So welcome to all of you. Again, hello, everyone, and we're so happy and grateful that you're here. And we look forward to your active participation this afternoon until tonight. For all our participants today, we will be sharing a link at the end of our event this evening where you can sign up to get your certificate of participation. And we'd also like to announce that the video for today's event will be posted on our socials, especially on Facebook. So for those who want to watch this again, you can do so. All right. And of course, we are also very grateful to our speaker today. So we'd like to thank Christine Bata, the co-founder and chief executive officer of BNV People Business Co., a partner of Utel University, and a career executive and corporate coach for her willingness to share her insights and thoughts on tonight's topic. We'll get to know her a little bit better later, but of course, we wanted to thank her even before we started. So thank you, Christine, and we look forward to your talk later. Okay, so let's get started. So let me formally introduce our speaker this afternoon. So Christine is currently an internationally certified executive life coach who trained with the Coach Training Academy under the expert guidance of Dr. Randin Brons, PhD, CMH, MSLC, that's a lot of letters, and Stephen Kiges, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, who's a certified master life coach. Christine specializes in career, executive, and corporate coaching. Maybe I should get her services in the future. Her 20 plus years of corporate experience offers clients a powerful resource system to keep them motivated, very important, move them in the right direction, and help them look at where they are now vis-a-vis where they like to be and help bridge the gap. So in a sense, she helps us get to where we want to be or where we ought to be. So in her talk, Christine will help us know of our current mindsets and how we can be aware of our actions and that influence it. I'm very interested in that particular aspect of the talk because I think that will help us in our self-awareness as well. And then she will also post guide questions that can help us find our purpose. And lastly, which I really like, she will introduce a simple tool in creating goals that can help us plan not only 2023, but I think the future or our future. Okay, so to learn more about this topic, let's now proceed to hearing our speaker. So for any questions, please feel free to type them at the chat box or our comment section on Facebook, and we will try our best to have Christine answer them later. So without any further ado, Christine, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, JR, and thank you very much for Utel University for inviting me for today's talk. And just a few disclaimers. My Zoom background, for whatever reason, cannot work. So if you see somebody walking through that door, please excuse us. Things when they go wrong, they can go wrong, but it is what it is right now. And hopefully in this few minutes that we'll be together, we can hit the objectives of purpose of our objectives today. So let's start and keep going. Today's talk, his basic foundation, is from the book that our chief learning officer in BNB People Business Co. wrote. We've been doing this for the past 6 years, 6 to 8 years. So, the last 3 years, she decided with a little force on my end. If she's watching right now, I'm sure she's going to make a comment that, we need to have. And what better else? The first book would be the choices. It's an advocacy. She strongly believes that we all have a choice. And by having choices, it means that we need to be responsible in crafting and making that choices. Not all of our choices will be take one, meaning that we're going to hit it right. But it's a continuous learning process for everyone. We see it often, we hear it often that, failures will teach us the lessons in our lives. But when you are going through that failures, ouch, it's painful. Sometimes too painful that you do not like to keep going and moving forward. So, please make this interactive. I have here on my side the Facebook Live as well as the group chat. I'll try to manage it, but JR can help. You can put in your messages, as you think about it. Have you ever analyzed, the reason why we frown? We frown at certain words. My trigger words before knowing this is when I hear the words never mind, NVM, never mind. That will trigger me and I can go talking for 20 minutes straight, feeling that, I am not an important person. But sometimes, these are just words put together, but our mindset is really the one that is the culprit. Or sometimes the good thing that will help move us forward. So what I'll give you now is a very simple step-by-step on how we can analyze the reason why we frown, the reason why we laugh. When in a group, when somebody's going to give a joke, there are people who's going to laugh, there are people who will not laugh. Or sometimes people, will be offended with the joke. So what is the reason behind that? So there will always be an event outside, outside our circle of influence, something that we can see, we can smell, we can hear, our senses, we can feel. So that is defined as an event, something outside our circle of influence. Then automatic that event, we will attach that to our experience. This experience is our database. I will be honest here, I am 52 years old. So I have 52 years of database inside my head that, simple words as never mind can be interpreted in my head as I am not an important person. Then that experience will produce an emotion. Just to be simple, that emotion is something that can be happy or can be sad. But if you watch Inside Out, there are basic emotions. You have sadness, joy, anger, fear, disgust. So these are the emotions, the basic. Put them together. Sometimes there are emotions that's difficult to even put a label to. And then because of that, an expression will come out. Okay, so we call this, our Chief Learning Officer, Vina Vicente, calls this 4 E's: event, experience, emotion, and expression. So now let's try this out. Reunions, we just had Christmas holidays, the Chinese New Year holidays, and that's a week-long celebration for other countries. Let's say the event is, in that reunion, somebody, your closest aunt, will say, "Are you gaining weight?" It's a question. It's not a statement, but it's how you say it. Sometimes other people, but it's not true. It's not just how you say it, but it's how you will latch that to your experience. What are you going to think of the food that you did not eat just to be in that reunion? The money that you've spent already buying the different detox juices for you to use, the workout that you've been doing the last 3 to 5, about 5 times a week. And then, oh my gosh, I'm not beautiful. So 4 simple words. Are you gaining weight? Question. but so many things happening inside your brains, inside your head. And your head, it's interpreted based on your experience, not the experience of the person that asked this, not the experience of JR, not the experience of the other siblings, but your own experience, your own interpretation, and automatic an emotion will come out of it. An emotion, and that's going to happen inside. It's a chemical reaction, and then you will feel hurt, maybe insulted. And then after that, what are the things that you can do? Or maybe I myself, I do, rolling of the eyes. And then you will not notice, but you will just blurt out without thinking, at least I am beautiful. Can't say the same thing about you, right? These are the four basic: event, experience, emotion, expression. What we have control of. We cannot control our dear aunt or even a stranger from stop asking us if we are gaining weight. But we have control over the interpretation, the mindset. The challenge here is that we think the world is about us, isn't it? Well, one thing, the acronym in Filipino, there's called INAY, INAY. It's not about you. In any relationship, the moment you engage with another person, there are already two 4 E's happening, not just yours, right? But at that moment, I recognize that we are human beings and we have our defaults. Our default is either we are a victim who pity me, I've been working out, and yet my aunt saw that I'm gaining weight, or just like I'm a typical villain, without thinking, I would just rebuttal and say, oh, well, I don't know about you, at least I'm beautiful. Life has, we don't have control about what other people will do and say. What you have control over is this. At least now we have broken it down to the events, expression, your database. We go back to the past that, I did not eat breakfast, I skipped this, and I've done this. But what you can do is expand it. Go to try a little bit, because this little cute girl can be a victim or can be a villain. That little cute girl, it's cute. But if you're 52 years old and you start rolling your eyes, I don't know about you. Can I see it, RJ? IJR? Can I see it? Try rolling your eyes. Not anymore cute, right? So recognize this. When you are at this stage, we are all human beings. I myself, not because I know this, not because I'm a life coach, I am also human. But when you are at this stage, do not engage. Be quiet. Recognize that you are going through the stage wherein you are either a victim or a villain. Do not engage. Do activities. And here we'll give you some tools. Do activities wherein you are already at the state wherein you are ready to think and take accountability of your action. When we say accountability, more often than not, if you can type it in the chat box, when you talk about accountability, the dictionary definition is who's at fault, who's to blame, right? Or who is the person responsible for this one. But to be a victor and take full accountability of the situation, even if your aunt will say, are you gaining weight? We embrace the philosophy of the Oz principle written by Connor Smith and Hickman. Accountability is a personal choice. It's a personal choice to rise above the situation, to not make it about you, but look at it from the perspective, a wider one, so that there's ownership of your action, for you to see things, own it, solve it, and do it. And there are steps. It's not easy. The first thing to do is to make a decision. I want to stop being a victim. I would like to stop being a villain. I do not like to hurt my aunt who told me that I am gaining weight. I do not like to hurt other people because they hurt me. 4 questions, and for me, at the level of, let's say you are at from 1 to 10, you are at the maximum of heightened emotion, and you already feel that, you know what, I want to be a victor. I want to take full accountability and rise above the situation. It's not who's at fault. The first question you ask is, what can I not see? By asking this question, you already now try to look at the 4 E's of the other person, right? And if you are at the level of heightened emotion, that's gonna slice it into half. Half into say, okay, I am already in my thinking mode. Next question is, how did I contribute to this situation? This is my favorite, because now you are putting already the situation that you are already part of it. If you are part of the situation, then you can be part of the solution, or maybe find that option. The next is, what can I do to help solve things? By asking this, I would like us to really explore, think of a buffet. I love going to the buffet. There are so many choices. When we think of options, let us not limit ourselves and shoot ourselves on the foot and just say, oh, I can't do that. I've tried that before. At this point, just write it down. What I love about writing it on a piece of notebook or a paper or your phone is because a paper is neutral. It has no judgment whether your options are doable, impossible, or crazy. Just write it down. Write as many as you can. And then at the very end, what can I do to move things forward? What can you do to move things forward? The most important thing is to put a date. To put a date when you're going to do it. Because if you're not going to put a date, tomorrow will always be tomorrow. Tomorrow is just another day. Before you know it, it's just, oh my gosh, 2023 already ended. So creating your plans and moving forward, that's why the going are all in capital letters, because it stands for something. Going stands for goals, options, inhibitions, needs, and go. What are this? This is the tool that JR is talking about now. Very simple, one pager, and you can take a snapshot of it. Okay, take a picture. You can do an electronic file of this one. Me, I like writing it on paper. As I've mentioned, I'm already 52 years old. No? So goal setting is, we're so familiar, putting in a goal. Write the goal in specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound language, meaning that, something that we can all see. But see here, it says write it down. If it's just here in our head, we call this dream. It's not bad to dream, it's okay, but it's a dream. But if you write it down, it is a commitment. It's a commitment to yourself. And then by sharing it, puts a little pressure. That's why when I do one-on-one executive coaching, it is shared to a coach, and then the coach will just ask questions, not to say if it's good or bad or impossible, because it's not about the coach. It's all about you creating your goal. The color purple for me is very important to identify the reason why you want to achieve this goal. And it's okay to be selfish. And we say that the selfish part is put this as I am doing this because. I am doing this because the gain is this, that you will benefit from this one. When I get some discussions with our clients, with the coaches, They'll say, oh, I'm doing this for my family. It's good, but let's take it little deeper, closer to you. Why are you doing this for family? Because I want to be the best mom ever. Nobody's going to question your why. That is your why. That is your compass. But you have to be clear that you're doing this for yourself. And the reason for that is there'll be no resentment to other people. Because I'm going to say, if I'm going to do, I heard JR saying, thank you, for it. But I'm doing this for myself. I have my purpose. I have my goals. And I am doing this because I will benefit from this. Later on, I will share with you my purpose, and maybe we can connect it there. Now, when we talk about options, just like in our previous slide, talk about options. Write down everything, everything that you want to write here. Inhibitions. This is a good one. What are your inhibitions? What would stop you from reaching your goals? Anticipate this. I call this your fire drill. Remember, in your offices, especially pre-pandemic, yearly here in the Philippines, we will have during the fire safety week, fire drills where even if you are on the 35th floor, you're going to go down to the ground floor and assemble and pretend there's a fire. It's the same thing when you set up goals. Anticipate what would stop you from doing it. The end part, which is needs, what do you need? What help do you need? It's okay to ask help. But sometimes if we are not clear, other people think that they're helping, but that's not the help you need. Remember, this is your goal. This is your why. You know what you need. And then, last but not the least, we will now start moving forward and putting it in a list, preferably in action items. Use verbs, because that will now encourage you to start taking action. And again, put the dates. So going is goals, options, inhibition, needs, and go. I prepared a very simple one. I'm not sure if you can connect, but I did a financial. Let's take it piece by piece, okay? A client of mine prepared this. This is real, the real samples that I got from my database. Pay off my debt by end of 2021. So this was created a few years ago, amounting to 1.5 million pesos. For somebody, this is quite a huge amount, and sometimes it is suffocating to do this. And this was brought about by the pandemic. This is brought about by people not having job. This is brought about by hardship over the years, that mostly credit card debts, or sometimes a personal purchase of a car. So that amounted to 1.5 million. The why here is, why do you want to pay off all my debt? Because my client said, I want to breathe. Sorry for the typo error. Help my mind rest and keep thinking of debts, right? So that is her reason. I want to start spending my money on investment. So it's two-pronged. It's not just paying debt, but get into that habit of investment. And what is the reason behind that investment is to be financially secure when you reach the retirement age, about 15 years from the time she did this. So very strong. At least you know that that's the light at the end of the tunnel. That's the compass every time you're having a hard time reaching your goal, because paying off a debt of 1.5 million is no joke. The coverage of this one is beginning of 2019. So that my client had 2 years to finish off the debt. Okay, next one is, hold on, I cannot find my cursor. Let me just move this. Okay, next is, these are options, not necessarily that he or she will do it, Ask a rich family member who a family member who's rich to pay off your debt. Normally, that's your parent. Normally, that's your grandmother, grandfather, maybe wishing that someday I'll inherit something. That's an option. Loan from the bank and come up with payment schemes. Loan from a friend who can charge lower interest rate. Maybe gamble. Gamble and maybe that person will win and pay off the debt. Just put in everything, even the fairy godmother. You can even put here buy, but at least buy a lotto ticket and wish that you win the lotto. Find additional work or other source of income. List down current expenses and keep expenses on must-have for 2 years. Sell items that you have to decrease the base amount of your loan, or maybe just do nothing and hope for luck to happen. So you just write it down, and if you have, if you are in that mindset of thinking already, you will come up with lots of options. Then the inhibitions, laziness, tired, lack of motivation can happen. Imagine getting another job means more work, means lesser sleep. You're impatient because shortcut procedure. Hopefully this just goes away and I just win in the lottery, or just win, or somebody gives me money. Mindset that I am an unlucky person. Poor me, I'm always unlucky. Good thing that you are lucky, I am not lucky. Right? So again, that villain mindset. What are the needs? Motivation. That person, my client, needed light at the end of the tunnel, that she can do this, and she needs to be reminded that she can do it. Okay. And once you've recognized that you need that, you need to tell your friends, hey, you know what? I need a little push. If there are times that wherein I want to give up, please remind me of my goal to pay off my 1.5 million debt. Start small investment, so this can be a start of habit to save money in the future. You don't need to, I've heard this so many times from financial advisors, you don't need to invest million. You can start small. You can start with what you have. And the most important, our goal is list down all expenses and stick to the must-have and determine the amount for the loan. Sell items. I think, there are things that, you have your expensive bags that you bought during the good times. You have your watch. You have your car, right? It's just starting clean, because my client wanted to just really have that fresh start, to just have that breathing room. Apply for a loan, or maybe a bank or friend, and additional income by online selling of coffee products. Right? So these are the times that you need to list down the date, the time when you're going to do it. In this case, when we were discussing it, has to do ASAP, and we have a schedule of every week, especially during the onset of creating the goal. So the ASAP and now means that's the time she's going to do it. By the time we talk the following week, there will be enough information, and there are discussions. So this is a live document. When you get to think and experience, like, oh, I'm going to sell income on coffee products, and if it didn't work, don't stop there. Change this maybe to your what are the hot selling items during pandemic? Baked sushi. Now we had baked sushi. I heard a story about a flight attendant who did not have any flights, did not have income. She asked herself, what do I know how to cook, to prepare? So she prepared Thai food. And when I watched that the story, I think she stopped the flight attendant work and made it a full-time online business. We have lots of stories about that. So do not stop. Do not stop if it's not take one. More often than not, take ones are not. That's why the why is important. You're gonna go through the hardship, because setting up a goal, even losing weight, is not easy, but your why should be your anchor during difficult times to say that I'm doing this because I want to breathe. I'm going to do this because I'm going to start investing. I'm going to have financial security. That is your compass. Now, that is the, in the 4Es, that is your experience. You're reintroducing that mindset wherein you can see, if we know that we're going to succeed, by all means, I know we are all going to do this. But that self-doubt that sometimes that will creep in to say, oh, maybe that I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't have time. No, if you hear yourself saying those things, excuses. Excuses. If we like things to happen, there's a will, there's a way to do it. If we don't like it, tons of excuses that we can use. Know yourself. Know yourself, and there's no age. I've been in, thank you, RJ, for not reading how long I've been in the, but in the corporate world, almost 25 years. And I took executive coaching in 2000, when was that? 2014? No? And I've been doing this for the last just like 8 years. Corporate life versus the life coaching. I am more expert in the corporate world, but be comfortable in your discomfort. Because once you get to be comfortable in your discomfort, then it's going to create a habit wherein you're going to level up to the next step of doing things that's more than you, and you will be relevant. You will be relevant until your last breath. Talking about last breath. So now, Christine, how does this connect to my purpose? Huh? Often asked, no? There is this, if you have a chance, I really love um, the TED Talk of Adam Lipsig about finding your purpose. Very, very simple. It tells about, ask this question: what do you want to do? You know, and when you ask yourself, what do you want to do not put a label. Describe what you want to do. Don't say, I want to be a doctor. Do not say, I want to open a restaurant. That's going to limit your options. Identify first, what are the things you love to do? I love to cook. I love to chat to people. I love to do this stuff. Then when you determine already what you want to do, determine who do you want to do this for. Do you want to do this with children? Do you want to do this to a certain segment, certain group? What these people want and need from you? What do they want from you? What do they need from you? And at the end, when they get these things from you, what is the impact in their lives? Right? Very 4 basic questions. Well, the first question, you get who you are, and we all know our names, right? But after knowing who you are as a person, just ask yourself, what do you want to do? What do you want to do it? Who do you want to do it for? What these people want and need from you? And when they get this, what is the impact in their lives? But I have a hopefully I can introduce this into your 4Es. You do not need to quit your job, whatever job that you have, to find your purpose. Because your purpose can be found in whatever you're doing right now. And it doesn't have to be big. Let's talk about these things. Let's dissect a little more on what do you want to do. Let's determine. And here, I cannot see the chat. JR, please help me out. No, some of the options that the other are saying. Build rapport. Build rapport with other people, or good listener, can make people listen. What do you think the job is? Yeah, there's a chat. Come on. Help me out. No right or wrong answer. HR, yeah, can be HR. What else? No, people building rapport with other people, a good listener can make people listen. You know, when you, a guidance counselor, yeah, Diana, Lucille, social worker, yeah, anything else? You know, when I was writing this, I was describing myself when I was a sales agent. My first job was I was an executive sales, a technical sales. Uh, yes, so many things. This is what do you want to do, right? You can be a teacher. Yeah. Next, let's determine the job. Enjoys company of children. Person is patient and inspiring. Community relations officer as well. Teacher, yeah, can be. More often than not, they answer teacher, but there are others. What else do you think? Yeah, preschool teacher. Author can be. A coach. Yes, and when we say coach, these are your sports coaches, right? They are great volleyball players, basketball players. Did not Michael Jordan did not become Michael Jordan when he was 25 years old. Somebody somewhere was patient enough. He enjoyed the company of children who don't even know. Oh, I like this jewelry call center agent. I love that. I love that. I see lots of TikTok footages about, you know, how the hard life. Yeah, coach in BPO. Yes, Yes, our administrative assistant. Yeah, they deal with, you know, sometimes the higher the position, the more childlike the childlike behaviors we see. Next one, comfortable with numbers, likes putting system processes in place, and imaginative. You know, what kind of job can you have with these character? Accountant, yeah. IT, yes, yes, yes. What else? I think there's more spaces with this one. COO, should be good with numbers. Project managers, bookkeepers, yes, constructions, putting system in place. Who else? Who else? Math professors, org developments, right? So you do not need to move jobs. Find your purpose in your last. Yeah, engineers, they love processes, system, you know, creating. That's why Lean Six Sigma, you know, has been a good tool for everyone in this space. Last, finding options to problems, continuous learning to stay current to the latest methods and technology. Who are these people? CEOs, computer engineers, right, Catherine? We have our computer engineers. We have our data analysts, program developers. One more, the GMs. Talaga latest technology. Well, some. Yeah, service desk. You know, not those high big jobs, but even at service desk level, because tons of tickets putting into place. If you're not going to, you know, apply the latest technology, there is really a faster way of doing and getting data. So I hope you got it, that you do not have to quit your job to find your purpose. All you need to do is to know your purpose first. So I will stop here for questions. Any questions you'd like me to answer? I do not claim to be an expert. It's the experience and the different workshops actually that both my business partner and I, our Chief Learning Officer Vina Vicente, and I partner with.
Kaya nga.
Um,
Babukas pa yan.
wait, I think we need to mute. Okay.
Yeah.
Christine, we'll stop for now. We'll let you rest a bit, but before we let you do that, wait lang, let me just find that so we can wait, mute. Okay, sorry about that. So Christina, first, thank you, for your sharing everything that you have shared with us. And here are some of my key takeaways. No, hope you don't mind. Well, number one, that our mindset can help us identify our actions and our reactions. Now, that's a new thing for me. And of course, the four E's. Now, I've heard this from Vina as well, but now I think I have a deeper understanding of four E's. And number three is that sometimes we go through life being either the villain or the victim, but always choose to be the victor. And you can do that by not engaging because you have control, actually. Some say that it's very hard to control our emotional reaction, but if you are mindful of why you are feeling that way, there is a way to do that. And then accountability, I really like how you defined it, that it is a personal choice not to rise above the situation and to look at a wider perspective and to own it and do it. No, that's for me a more positive definition rather than what you said, finding someone to blame. I think that's a very good definition. I'm going to use that from now on. Thank you for that. And then, as I mentioned earlier, you have to make a decision whether you're the victor, the victim, and the villain. Of course, we all want to be the victor, in the situation in the life that we have. And doing that, we can ask ourselves, what can I not see? How did I contribute to the situation? And most importantly, what can I do to help solve things, to make things better, for us to be the victors? And then I really like the going, goals, options, inhibitions, needs, and go. And some key takeaways there is that it's okay to ask for help. Writing down dates and action plan will actually help immensely in moving forward and taking action. Hindi lang mananatiling dreams, but doing something, yes. And then do not stop. No? If you face setbacks, do not stop. And you have to understand your why and why it is important to do. You might not get it on the first try, first take. There's always take two, take three, take four. And then, I really like this as well. Be comfortable in your discomfort. Because when you do that, it's actually a diving board that will propel you to a habit of leveling up and becoming relevant, more relevant. And purpose, I really like this also. And then start with asking, what do you want to do? Like for me personally, some of my advocacies involve parenting. And what I want to do is inspire other dads to be more involved in parenting. And what can they get from that? If I do my advocacy, they can learn to do so. And they can be better parents. And what's the impact? There are a lot of studies that when dads are involved, kids do better. So you don't just impact the lives of the dads, but also their children. So it's very clear. Thank you for reinforcing that today. And lastly, I think ito yung pinakamahalaga for me, the most important thing for me, you do not need to quit your job to find your purpose or to find yourself. Because something that's the end goal. I can't think of my purpose because my job is crappy, I don't like it, and I have to quit. But as you said, you can find your purpose in what you're currently doing. And it's very important. Okay, so for now, we'll let you rest for a bit, and we'll get back to you in the second half of your talk after a few minutes, where you can answer the questions. I'm sure our participants are thinking of questions, and me, I actually listed down already about 10 questions. So we can discuss that later. Okay, so for now, please take a rest, and we'll see you about in after 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, so now at this point, we'd like to let me just okay. We'd like to get your participation, not just on our Facebook page, but also um, in the chat box. So we'd like to get your thoughts. So tonight, we'd like to get your thoughts on this. Now, since we're talking about setting goals for this year and the future, and how um, it can help you achieve your goals and find your purpose. Well, let's um, simplify a bit. So again, it has been a tradition to set new goals every time we start a new year. And since we're still in January, no, be it to exercise more, eat healthy, to learn something new, or to finish that degree, no, the new year brings us opportunities to improve ourselves always and to level up. So today we want to know your goals for 2023. So let us know in the chat box or in the comments in our Facebook Live. So to answer, use this format. In 2023, I will blank. Okay, so we'll try to read some comments as they come, and even later during our Q&A, we'll read some. So please keep them coming. Let's see if there are comments yet. So please keep them coming, and we'll try to read some later. Like for me, in 2023, I will exercise more. I will add to my exercise regimen, maybe not just 1 hour a day, but maybe an hour and a half a day, but I can keep healthy so that when my daughter needs me to walk her down the aisle at age 55 and I'm 85, I'll be able to do that. Just kidding. But yeah, I commit to do more exercise this year. So please keep them coming. Please write your comments in the chat box in our Facebook Live. Okay, so thank you for your participation or your comments, and we hope to see more comments as we go along the evening. So now I'd like to speak a little about Utel University and what you can expect when you study with us. Okay, so let me just share my presentation. Okay, all right, so I'm assuming everyone can see my screen. Okay, I'm Rachel. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so today, instead of telling you like what programs you have, information about Utel University, we actually want to share with you what you will discover when you study this and how it can help you become unstoppable. And then if if you're gonna ask why are we presenting this list, why not just the usual AVP or the usual bullet points in the PowerPoint presentation? Well, we actually came across this article by the best accredited colleges .org, where they listed down 10 things you should look for when picking an online school. And us, Utel University being an online school, we wanted to see whether we had everything on the list. And I'm very happy to report that everything on the list is what we have. And I'm here to tell you those 10 things. But before I do that, I want to introduce who we are. We are a worldwide digital native university, which means we really started out as an online university. And we wanted to provide education to the greatest number. And every day, this is what we do. We combine technology and our education expertise to provide innovative, affordable, and world-class learning experiences, which are 100% online. So this is what we do. This is why we wake up every day. Provide the best education we can provide our students all over the world. And for telling you other things that we do, I want to share with you our why. Just like what Christine said, it's always important to know your why. So at Utel University, this is what wakes us up every day. This is what makes us go to work, report to work every day. At Utel, we want to help people become unstoppable through education because we believe that education is the best way to change your life for the better. It opens doors to opportunity, better jobs, higher income, and not just for yourself, for your family and your community and even your country. So we believe in the power of education, how it can change lives. And that's what we do. We don't just churn out diplomas. We change lives. So let's go through the list. Number 1 says, look for an online university which has experience. We have been doing this since 2011. So we have about 12 years of experience doing this. And for those 12 years, has been a history of innovation to provide the best learning experience possible. And throughout those more than a decade of doing this, we have been able to build a community of 115,000 students all over the world across more than 60 countries and 5 continents. And we've been able to gather more about 1,000 course instructors who are both academics and industry practitioners who help our students learn theories and practical knowledge they need to thrive in the workplace or in their businesses. Here's a snapshot of our history. We started in 2011 with only 50 students. Imagine that. We graduated our first batch in 2015. From those first 50, we are now 115,000. And of course, we have been getting accreditations and recognitions throughout these years. And of course, all our programs are accredited by the Ministry of Education of Mexico, where we are headquartered. And of course, we have operations in Latin America. And now we are building a presence here in the Asian region. And as you can see, we also partner with technology partners to provide the best technology and the best learning experience for our students. And we partner with content providers as well, including Coursera. So we have partnerships with them to provide not only the programs, but also added value through certificate courses. Okay. And if you want more information about this, you can always go to our website where you can find out how we have been doing all throughout these years. Number 2 on the list, for accreditation. As I mentioned, we do have that. We do offer programs that are internationally recognized. Both are undergraduate and graduate courses. And what are those? As I mentioned, all our programs and your diplomas, of course, will be issued by the Ministry of Education of Mexico. It's like studying abroad. And of course, we have accreditation from organizations in Latin America. And I'm very happy to report that recently we just had recognitions also from 2 Asian organizations, the Asian Association of Open Universities and the Association of Universities in Asia and the Pacific. And then our courses also have US equivalency, which means that our courses are equivalent or been found equivalent to any course in the United States. And if you require a certificate of equivalency for your country or in the US, we can provide that. And we're also been accredited by different accreditation agencies like ESIC, which is based in the United Kingdom. And they recognize the high quality of our education. Number 3, look for flexibility and convenience. And this is actually our second name because Utel really offers flexible and convenient learning experiences. So how do we do that? Well, we have our programs are accessible and inclusive. We try to provide affordable tuition fees so that we can provide education, quality education, the greatest number. You'll be surprised how affordable our tuition is because again, our mission is really to provide education to the greatest number. And then of course, we have a variety of undergraduate and graduate degrees, which is of high quality, and you'll have access to 24/7 support. All our students are assigned a student success advisor, where they will guide you from day 1 until the day you graduate, so that you'll succeed. Of course, again, affordability and convenience. You can study anytime, anywhere. All you need is a gadget and an internet connection, and you are good to go. And then we also have multiple assessment formats, which means our students can actually pick how they are graded, either through exams, projects, papers, or whatever you and your professor will discuss and agree on. And we have different course loads and completion. For our master's degrees, you can finish it in 18 months. And our bachelor's degrees, if you don't have 4 years, if you don't want to spend 4 years studying, you can finish it in 2 years and 10 months. You just have to add to your load, right? Okay, number 4, they said, look for universities that actually provide complete student orientation. Well, as I mentioned, we have student success advisors, and we also have enrollment advisors to help you transition into online learning. So our enrollment advisors are the ones who actually call you after you made an inquiry, either through our website or WhatsApp or all our social media channels. And they will give you information on which courses to take and will help you make the right decision and will help you enroll with us. And once you have enrolled with us, you're now turned over to student success advisors. Again, we'll guide you from day 1 until you graduate because we want you to succeed. Student success advisors are needed because some actually think that online education is easy. It's not. That's why you have to have a certain discipline. And this student success advisor will help keep you on track. And then, of course, we have different orientation videos that our students can access anytime. If they need information on our learning management system and other aspects of their study with our university. Number 5, we're halfway done. Look for program diversity. We have various programs. Yes, we do. And here are our English courses available in English. So as you can see, we have master's and bachelor's degrees across different disciplines, including engineering, humanities and education, and economics and administration. I'm not going to read each one. Again, you can go to our website or Facebook page and our other social media channels to find out more information about this. And if you need further information, you can always contact our enrollment advisors who would be more than willing, more than happy to provide information for each and every course listed here. And no, of course, we have those who teach these courses and programs. As I mentioned earlier, we have academics and we have industry practitioners who will teach you real world knowledge to help you thrive and succeed in the workplace on day one. And then we also have a partnership with Coursera. Our students have the option to take on certificate courses from Coursera. So that means if you're a business student, you can choose to maybe study this data analytics from one course from maybe the University of San Diego or Michigan, or even Duke University or any of these universities. You have access to this, and you can choose as many certificates. Of course, as long as you're able to finish your lows and your work in your program. Number 6, program class and availability. Do we provide accessible programs? Yes, we do, because we have ongoing enrollment. We open classes every 2 months, so you don't have to wait for 6 months, or you don't have to wait a year. You just have to wait either a few weeks or a couple of months to start your academic journey with us. And our student success advisors and our professors, our course instructors are available to you 24/7 through our learning management system. You can email them, send them a chat message, and they will reply to you as soon as they can. And then this includes our student success advisors who are there for you 24/7. Number 7, career services. Do we help employability? Do we help people find good jobs after they study with us? At Utel, we do have placement opportunities. We have partnered with recruitment companies and even job portals, including Recruit Day and Job Find. Recruit Day is one in the Philippines and Job Find is the one in India. And we have partnered with these to gain access, opportunities for our students. Because we have a student community that we're opening up where we'll put job postings also where our students and our alumni can apply to. And then we also enter into a lot of corporate partnerships, including BNV. We are partners with them. And we also explore with some of our partners internship, apprenticeship, and eventual hiring for some of our students. And we also partner with a lot of companies, including Energizer Philippines, Centric IT Group, Telework PH is a BPO, and we even partner with foundations and NGOs to build a network where our students can either network and find opportunities or just get to know people in these companies and learn from them. Because we're very committed to help with our student outcomes. Now, of course, we want to provide a good learning experience and we want them to succeed. But more importantly, we're very concerned with professional outcomes. So we do what we can to help our students and our alumni find good jobs so they can change their lives for the better. And then, we've been able to do that and more with the success we've had with our alumni, more than 20,000 of them currently. And based on our tracking, we don't just track you while you're a student, we also track you after. And we have found out that 82% of our alumni all over the world have found good jobs. And more than half of them have dabbled into entrepreneurship. And 37% of them have been promoted or have found better careers. But most importantly, our net promoter score, which is how people talk about us. In our industry, a good score of 30 to 50% is actually good, but we have 62%, which means our alumni and our students, when they speak about us, they have good words about us, and they encourage their friends and their family to study with us. Number 8, we're almost done. Student support. And I'm very happy to report that Utel prepares all our students for the future. And we are always striving to improve their learning experience with us. And we do that by providing a 24/7 platform, study anytime, anywhere. And again, our student success advisors are there to support and guide our students anytime they need it. Number 9, look for a good learning environment. And at Utel, we provide a student-friendly environment to all our students. So how do we do that? Through our virtual campus, which is an adaptable platform. You can use your phone, laptop, desktop, tablet, and an internet connection. And I said, you're good to go. And it's available 24/7. And we gather data, especially if there are some things that are not working or there are some pain points, we track that and we fix it right away to provide the best experience to our students. And then, of course, our multimedia content, how our courses are delivered. And then we have a library as well that our students have access to, which is free. So at Utel University, you don't need to pay for books. Everything you need is in our library, and they're easily accessible, where we have thousands of books, thousands of case studies, and ebooks that our students can always access anytime. And we have live sessions as well with our course instructors every week. But don't worry if you can't attend the class. You can always download the video later and watch. And of course, through events like this, Discovery Day, I'm sure we are learning so much from Christine. And when we post this on our social media, our students and our alumni can still continue their learning through the content that we create through our events. And we also have talks, and we even do conferences and international panels where we invite our students, alumni, and other stakeholders so that we can continue to learn from each other. And lastly on the list, online resources. Do we give the tools that they need to succeed? Yes, we do. And I just want to reiterate what we have, so our multimedia content, our course instructors, our events, and more importantly, our library, which is thousands of materials they can access anytime. Everything that they need to succeed is there. Okay, just to summarize what I've been saying. So Utel University is a digital campus that's on 24/7. And again, we can study anytime. And we provide personal coaching to our course instructors, and most importantly, our student success advisors who will help you succeed. And of course, we partner with technology partners to provide the best learning experience. Like Coursera, partner with them to give our students access to added value on top of their diplomas. And then we partner with companies, NGOs, and other organizations who share the same mission. So we can provide and build a community for students and alumni where they can continuously learn and benefit. And lastly, your degree with us is actually a passport to the world because you can use it anywhere to find employment, do further studies, and you can use it to help change your lives for the better. But don't just take it from me. Take it from one of our students from the Philippines. Her name is Reniza. And she says that what she likes about studying with us is that despite her busy schedule at work, she's able to cope with the program because you can study at your own pace. And it's 100% online. So you can study anywhere. And she thinks that our instructors are highly qualified and student advisors are very helpful. And what she also likes is that given that she has classmates from other countries, I see it makes the classes more interesting. Because as when you interact and you have classmates from other countries, it broadens your perspective. I think she's enjoying that. Okay, so more information. So if you want, you can book your one-on-one consultation with our enrollment advisors through these channels. That's our website, utel.edu.mx/global, our Facebook page, facebook.com/uteluniversity, and even our Instagram. So feel free to send us a DM or to chat with us. We'll be more than happy to provide you information. Okay, so thank you so much for listening um, uh, to that, and I hope that you got to know us a little more, and we hope that on top of telling you what we do, we're able to show you our why, our mission and purpose of changing lives through education. Okay, so now I'd like to hear again from Christine, as she answers questions from me and from participants. Later, I'll try to answer the questions about the, but there are some already. Maybe I can answer. Anton asked if you can do two courses at the same time. Well, we don't encourage that because um, it's actually, doing one program is actually gonna keep you busy. It's quite a handful. So we don't encourage people to take two courses because you might not be able to um, give it the attention uh, that it needs. But of course, if if you want to explore that, please go to our social media channels, and our enrollment advisors can give you more information about that. Okay, let's read some comments on um, um, the question we posted earlier. No? Teresa says, in 2023, I will find a career that I love. No, all the best in that. And we wish you all the best. And if you want to upskill, feel free to study in our programs. Sherry says, in 2023, I will still do the things that will help me to get what I deserve. That is to be part of the DepEd family. Oh, thank you for your service. Excuse me. In the Department of Education. For me, public servants are heroes. So thank you. Question, they have environmental engineering. Again, please feel free to call our enrollment advisors to get more information about our programs. Diana says, in 2023, I will be more health, maybe conscious, and connect with people and continuous learning. Very good. And we wish you all the best in that. Okay, Agnes says, in 2023, I will be more dedicated, not just only in my job, but also with my studies. Wow, very good. And we are very happy to set out that goal, and we wish you all the best. Anton asks about CHED accreditation. Well, what we are doing right now is working with CHED. I'm doing that personally to make sure that all our courses has equivalency. Because accreditation, of course, will require that you have a physical campus here. But given that we're an online university, we are working with JED to ensure that our courses are recognized and are found equivalent to any course here in the Philippines. And we're also working to be part of the list of universities that JED recognizes all over the world. And we are very close to that. And we will announce that very soon. So don't worry, we are working with JED to ensure that our alumni and our students can get the most out of their diplomas. Then another comment from Mary Jane, in 2023, I will associate with successful people and take a workshop class to develop my skills. You know what? That's very good. Like with Christine, every conversation I have with her, I learn something new. So if you, get close to people who will help you find your purpose, who will inspire you to do better, do that. I highly recommend that. And then in Rosette says, in 2023, I will not stop learning. Wow, very good. No? And I'm very happy for your comments. Not so many. Maybe one or two more before we proceed to the question and answer. So Catherine says, in 2023, I will develop my plans and move forward in order to become successful. Very good. Just like what Christine told us, it's time for action now. So let's put timelines. Let's Gantt chart this thing and let's get things done. Okay. And then, of course, my favorite comment from Joel is that in 2023, I want to learn more from Utel. So thank you. Hopefully you become one of our students. No? Okay, so I'll try to read some more comments later. But for now, if you have any questions for Christine, please feel free to put them in the chat or on the Facebook Live. But let's start with my questions because maybe some of them are still thinking of questions. So Christine, with your indulgence,
Sure.
I have about 10, but let's see how much we can cover.
Yeah, I do apologize first for the bad lighting. I'm trying to find my angle, but I am in a remote place, so and not in my workstation. So apologies for the bad lighting.
Oh, it's okay. As long as we can hear you and get your wisdom, that's more than enough for us. Okay, so number one, my first question is, what tips or what do you think we can do to help us be more aware Did we lose?
I'm here.
Ah, you're there. Okay. To help us be more aware, be able to distinguish, no, I mean, for us to know our mindset and
Yeah.
distinguish them from our normal emotional reactions to things in events. Like, for example, how can we, avoid thinking that we're always sad or always angry? Is that our mindset, or is that just an emotional response?
Yeah. So if we talk about the 4 E's, right? Know yourself. Know your triggers. But for me, I called it an ump. We don't think on a regular basis. We react. So we're impulsive. We react based on the norm, based on what we know already. We react based on the past. And if it works for you, good, continue it. But you know that you are not in your element. You feel that. For me, I feel that in my throat. You know that big lump or or all of a sudden you're cranky. You do not like to engage. So when you are at that moment, ask yourself, what is it I'm not getting? More
Oh,
often than not, we react because we don't get what we like. Here, for life coaching, it's different for executive coaching from the perspective of conversations. No, for life coaching, I often remind my coaches, and they will hear my voice even though they're reacting. We're all brats. When we don't get what we like, we act like we are 6 years old, 7 years old. It's innate in us because we want to get what we like, because we think that what we like is reasonable, is right. But remember our 4 E's. We all have different 4 E's. What may be right for me may be wrong for the other person. I cannot force myself into somebody to say, because this is who I am. You have to understand me. You cannot understand how is it to be the death of a child if you've not really experienced the death of a child. But even the death of a child is different from the experiences of each and everyone. Even the miscarriage is a death in the household. So, you cannot brush it off and say, never mind, it's just a good thing that, the child is just 6 weeks, or it's just, it's not. Unless you've experienced the same thing, you cannot say you know how it is. So some of the advices we give may have good intent, but the execution is something that's where we find offense to, or different judgment. We judge all the time.
yeah.
Sometimes that is something we need to admit. When we see somebody, when we see a stranger, we already have, but the judgment is not because of who they are. The judgment is based on the landscape inside your head, your 4 E's, your experience. Sometimes when you see somebody, why is it that I don't like him? I have not met him. This is the first time. But somewhere in your memory bank, you associate this person to another person. The moment you start asking, because, if I see you, the first time I meet you, I don't like you. For whatever reason, I don't like you. But then, after that, you start asking yourself, what is it I don't like about JR? Oh my gosh, he looks like my ex. Then maybe I will know, oh, it's not JR that I don't like. It's the face that resembles the face of somebody. Then I may have a chance to have a good friendship with you, but not with my ex. Right? So
Wow.
start asking yourself questions when you are in that state wherein you are not at your best element. Put
Oh,
yourself in a thinking mode.
I
Right?
like that. I really like that. And it
Because we
takes
don't
really,
think all the time, right?
yes, we just want to react, but we don't ask
Yes.
ourselves, why are we reacting? Wow, thank you. Very helpful. Number two, no, I have another question, because you gave us guide questions based on that TED talk that you watched, no, regarding what do I want to do, what do I like doing, what can they get from it, and what's the impact. No, but apart from those questions, based on your experience as well, what other things should we ask ourselves to help us find our purpose?
That for me is enough as a start, and make it, because when you now go through that question, write it down. Write down. So based on that question, write down your purpose. Look at it, save it, and then as you move forward, if you feel that, oh, it's not enough, maybe you did not get it right the first time. But start by writing it down, doing it, and finding it in your job. So as an executive coach, when I started this, I didn't know I like coaching. In fact, when this was introduced to me, I said, huh, coaching? Coaching is for sports. And this was in 2014. Coaching has been in the US and Canada. I took my class on an online class in Canada. It has been there for 20 years, but so new here in the Philippines back in 2014. So, but come to think of it, when I was a manager in my previous role, I love talking to people when it comes to career development. When I was a sales agent, the onset of that's my first job. I love talking to people. When I was grade 5, I was made to stand in the corner. And during that time, you can still put a tape because I talk too much. So what characteristics, what do I want to do? I want to talk. I want to hear people's stories. I want to put that all together from grade 5 to my first job in 1992. Maybe some of you here are not yet even in the conceptualization stage. So, and up to now, so it evolves. What is good? Learning it early. You get to reinforce it. You get to not perfect it, but you get to try different stuff doing that purpose. So, my mom's 83. She asked me, what is it you do? Sabi ko, I talk. They pay. That's it. It's difficult to grasp that. Yeah, you're just talking. People pay you when you talk. I have conversation. Actually, I will be very honest. This is a discomfortable space for me. I love one-on-one coaching. I do the one-on-ones. Talking to a big crowd. I didn't know. I forgot that this was in Facebook Live, and it's going to be recorded. When I heard, oh my gosh, Facebook Live. Be comfortable with your discomfort. Right? And not because I teach this, we teach this during our workshops. We also go through that. The knee-jerk reaction, oh my gosh, Facebook Live, this should have been Vina. Vina, are you here? This should have been Vina, not me. That's her comfortable space. My space is the one-on-one. But I've done this several times with you, not because I am comfortable, but I already know that I can. That's why when you ask me, so evolve in that space, try it, and get feedback from others as well on how you can improve.
Wow, nice, very nice. No, I mean, by answering those questions, writing them down, the answers. No, it's very good advice. To help us find our purpose. And as a follow-up question, I'm sure, people make mistakes, and sometimes they think it's their purpose, but it turns out to be something else. And maybe in another talk we can talk about that. Those where how do you pivot, or how do you find your real purpose after making a mistake? But my next question is, for those of us, like me, who tend to set so many goals. Sometimes it's better to just write maybe 2 or 3, but sometimes I write 10. These are the 10 things I wanted. How can you help us prioritize and recognize, or make sure that it's aligned to our purpose? I mean, what questions should we ask ourselves?
Okay. So remember the one pager, one goal, one pager. Imagine doing that 10 times.
Yeah, I know.
You yourself will prioritize because you can't go through that doing it 10 times.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's the first step. Write it down. Use that. We kept it. Vina, our chief learning officer, designed it in such a way that it's easy. It's one page. Now imagine, because you know that you are in your thinking mode. If you get tired after, it's exhausting. Imagine in doing it 10 times. You yourself will prioritize it the moment you start writing it, because It is really getting into your why. Why do you want to do it? And it's really for yourself. Because I want to get more money, it's okay. There's no good and bad with your compass. That is your compass. I want to lose weight because I want to wear sexy outfit during Christmas party. Year end, that's okay. That's strong enough. Every time you do your burpees or your yoga, every time you want to give up, you look at your why. So when I say look at your why, it's really very helpful that you print that out, and every time, every day, because every day is a decision. Every time you wake up, it's a decision towards your goal. Now, how do you, sometimes there are goals that will be one after the other. It's connected. It's like your domino. Find that very first piece, that when you do it, it will have your next discomfort, your next goal. Maybe it's not 10 different, but a series of goals.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, I love that. Which leads me to my next question. Of course, now after prioritizing what goals you've written, what action items you're going to do, how can we measure our success or progress? I mean, what do you think is the best way to do that? Because as you said, we set a goal. Of course, we don't reach that tomorrow or next week. It can be a year or so. But in between those, how can we measure our success and our progress? I mean, to keep us motivated as well.
So motivation, there are two ways to motivate oneself. One is pain, one is pleasure. Find your motivation. Okay, that's the first. So are you the type that gets motivated by, example, for the debt, for the debt of 1.5 million? Are you the type of person that would celebrate success for 100,000 payment, 200,000 payment? That. So break it out into that kind of milestone. Okay. When you talk about I want to be healthy, okay, the pleasure part is wearing that nice outfit, but it can also be, if I don't do this, I'm going to be in dialysis. If I don't do this, I will be going through dialysis by the end of this year. And make it fact-based. You know, the lab reports, the consultations with the doctors. That's pain. But you know, see where your compass. I am more of a pleasure. If there are things that I like to do that I don't like to do, okay, if I don't like to do it, I ask myself, talaga, Christine, if you're be given 1 million pesos, you will not do this? Of course, if my answer is yes, it means I'm just lazy to do it. In an hour, when I was an employee, you know, I work when I was an employee, and mind you, my boss, if ever my boss will see this in Facebook Live, would give me comment that I was good. But I work about 8 to 10 hours on Saturday or Sunday. Maybe I'll pick about 2 hours. Right? So consider good. Ask me, how many hours do I work? I work 16 to 18 hours, but it's not work anymore for me. Because I found my purpose, I found my enjoyment, I found my financial security. So it's like talking. I love to talk. It's just talking for 16 hours. There are days that it's difficult. But then that's when the motivation piece. Motivate yourself. Sometimes I know we need help. Then we ask our friends, have good friends to really tell you the good and the bad and the ugly. We'll say, talaga, you won't do this, even if you have a gun pointed into your head. Then you can say, not naman the gun, make it na lang a 1 million pesos or make it 2 million, then I'll do it. Find somebody also to really, for me, that's, I love associating myself with people who will tell me the truth, how they see it, their truth based on their lens and landscape. Then I would now um, think and then process it on how I can improve myself. If I want to hear all the good things, I'll just face myself there in the mirror and say, oh, Christine, you're good. Good job, Christine, you're good. And where will that put me? Right? I've had clients, both for me and Venus, given us constructive feedback, and that's just all improvement. We've been in this practice for just I say 6 to 8 years because we've been doing this separate, and then we merged together. And then we do that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I just got a notification that I've been signed out. Anyway, so those are the things that you find a partner, people, surround yourself with people who will give you the constructive piece as well.
Okay, nice. No, milestones and finding someone who can also help you reach your goals and your milestones. Okay, time check is already 7. We're down to our last 5 minutes of the program. Time went by so fast now, and we learned so much. My last question, on a personal note, no, how about you? What are your goals for 2023? Now, some that you'd like to share with us.
Well, for our business, financial goals were already set, and it's very uncomfortable, and there's discomfort because our target is to increase by 40 to 50% from last year's. So that's the business goal. For the personal goal, I will be going to Canada sometime May, and my brother and I will have a better, deeper relationship because I am going to donate my kidney to my brother. So I am preparing myself to be healthier and shift in lifestyle. The occasional drinking and the good food is something that I am learning to work with the next few months, so that at least I'll have a better eating habits as well by 2023.
Wow, thank you for sharing that with us. And of course, we wish you all the best. And
Yeah.
we'll pray for you and your brother for
Thank
a
you.
successful surgery. And no, all the best. And if she needs
Yeah.
support to help you keep on track, just let me know.
Yes.
Okay.
Before I end, I just like to share one purpose that I have here in my file. So this is, when I say write it down. This is a sample of writing it down. The purpose is I want to be part of one's difficult journey. Often these times would be somebody feels confused, hurt, demotivated, or just plain sad. I want to give clarity, energy, options, and expand the mindset of individual or organization. And as a result, this person or organization will be able to build his steps to reach his goals and self-actualization or alignment to the organization's vision. That is my life purpose. I am sharing this with you. I am Christine Monica Del Rosario Bata. I am an executive life coach, and a life coach, a wife, a wife, mother, daughter, sister, friend, and a stranger. Today, I am a stranger to you, but hopefully, there's a piece of my voice that when the going gets tough, you'll remember that you do not need everybody to be with you. You just need one person to understand you, and that's yourself. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Wow. And with that, and before we end tonight, of course, I'd like to say thank you, Christine, for generously sharing with us your knowledge and insights on the topic that you discussed with us. And it's very helpful. Like for me, I've learned so much tonight, and of course for answering our questions. And of course, we put your LinkedIn profile in the chat and in Facebook Live. So if you need to reach out to her, get more information, feel free to do so. And Christine, I'm sure, will be more than happy to engage and to talk with you. So now, before we end, I also want to thank our participants who stayed with us all throughout the event. Thank you very much.